Welcome back to Limbus Company, Daily Mirror Dungeon. You know what day it is, randomizer day, and in order to do something a little bit different this time, let's do 2 stars only. You know, a little bit of a twist, right? Use some IDs that aren't as frequently used. Otherwise, normal status stuff. Give it a spin. Oh boy. Ramo Center can only use defense skills, and if they die, you lose. We've got the tank LCCB Ishmael, who's going to be spamming defensive skills and doing nothing else for the team. Also, crazy to think that we managed to randomly roll an ego in every single slot. Except for Sinclair He. Every other slot where there is an ego, we managed to get one. Certainly interesting. Otherwise, 7 Ryoshu, pretty solid. G-Corp Otis is a weird ID. You're pretty decent, I think. You're fairly bad, but in a funny sort of way. Not like the worst ID, that's for sure. He's usable. And Middle Merso, I'm not sure. He's good for envy stuff because of his skill 2, but I think funnily enough, I think you've got an envy skill 2 or something. I don't think any of these 4 have any envy skills though, so that's definitely not happening. Okay. Looks interesting enough. Let's get into it. Alright, we've got the team all set up, as was shown in like the pre-game thing. Start of Bleed You gifts, so we just have Wound Clarid. Won't be able to make too much use of it, but we'll be able to do something, potentially. How are we on Wrath overall? I'm not fully sure. KQE. Funny to see you here. I will take the cost, though, because it's nice. This is Envious Energy, technically. Not very good Envious Synergy, and we don't have any burn count on this team, so wouldn't count on it. But yeah, as far as the actual team order goes, it's you, and you. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's not a lot of Wrath. And you've got some bleed on your other stuff, yeah. All of your skills get Wound Clarid benefits. All of your skills and your skill 3 are all we have for Wound Clarid, so it might not be exactly the way we want to go with it. We may have started with the Bleed You gifts, but it seems unlikely that we'll be able to do too much with them. Yeah, so we've got the tank here. It's funny to have someone with you know, an aggro gaining defensive skill be on tank duty. I feel like I need to make a bunch more prescripts. Because there's currently 44 prescripts, which sounds like a decent bit, but I mean, it's really not that much. I've been doing like the randomized like weekly runs for almost a year at this point. I think I started last September? So yeah, it has genuinely been almost a year of me doing like the randomized stuff each week. Was it September? It might have been a little later than that. It might have been October or November. I might be jumping the gun a little bit on when it actually was, but either way, the point still stands. We just need to keep on having you defend. Yeah, okay. Ignore that last turn, by the way. I was tabbed out because I was looking at the prescript thing. I should not be doing that. I may have messed up that turn, but it was because I was pulling this up. I meant to do this beforehand, but I always forget. And of course, the rightmost center just means LCCB Ishmael. So she's on tank duty, as long as I don't forget that she's on tank duty like last turn, but it happens from time to time. If I had to choose any one word to describe the prescripts, I'd do forgiving. Because they're very forgiving, and I'm not going to be killed where I stand for my act. Ah! God. How funny would it be if I just edited in like a knocking sound effect and then some like just random like violence sound effect type things, like, you know, being attacked and whatnot, and then just like left the game like AFK for like an hour and that was the entire episode. That would be so funny. It would be so funny. I don't want to do too many stupid shenanigans though. Funny as stupid shenanigans can be. They have their place in time in certain places and certain times. Okay, we can get you, sure. We'll take it. I just really need to remember the prescripts in play. Because I'm currently feeling like I'm in a bit of a scatterbrained kind of mood, right? Where I feel like I'm gonna go off on some long tangent and then just completely like stop paying attention to what I'm doing in the game and accidentally attack with LCCB Ishmael. Kind of what I already did when she accidentally attacked that last fight, but that was more so because I was tabbed out pulling out the prescripts. It's how it be sometimes. God. I guess the one convenient thing is because of how slow LCCB Ishmael is, she's usually the rightmost, so it's fairly easy to find her most of the time. Maybe she'll get, you know, a decent speed roll once in a while, or I guess more so other people will get bad speed rolls once in a while. But she's pretty frequently rightmost. Like, yeah, here you can see she's not the rightmost, but she's still near rightmost, but you know. She's just very slow for an ID that would really benefit from having some speed on her. That's how it goes. Nice. We got a little bit of a swash going on here, a little bit of swashbuckling. Nice. We've got another swashbuckling going on here, so they're not all dead, but they're almost all of them are dead. I think that's only one. There's only one alive. It looks at things. Yeah, you're slowest once again. If we can get things that actively give haste to people that aren't Ishmael, could be funny. We're already getting like the occasional speed benefits from G Corbotus' passive, and thanks to the fact that G Corbotus is relatively fast and she buffs the allies next to her in speed values, she's kind of only giving haste to people that aren't LCCB Ishmael because she's only giving haste to people that are fast like her, and it kind of like creates a bit of a feedback loop. So that's nice. Keep LCCB Ishmael all slow and unable to clash with the defensive skills. Cool. LCCB Ishmael defensive skill is funny. If nothing else, it serves as like a decent potential idea to use for the Ricardo cheese tactic, where you just send Ishmael in alone with Grip Sinclair. Not alone if it's two people, but you know what I mean. Just send the two of them in together and no one else. You can just use base Ishmael too, but LCCB Ishmael uniquely actually can gain aggro. But that's only at upside 4, and if you're having trouble at Ricardo, I really hope you do not have LCCB Ishmael at upside 4, right? And like, I'm sure you could like support unit an LCCB Ishmael from like someone else, but chances are if you're having trouble with Ricardo, you're supporting Grip Sinclair, so it doesn't really work out too well. It's one of those things where it's an idea, but not a particularly great one. In a vacuum, yes, it would make sense to do, but outside of a vacuum, not really. And kill this guy, not with that attack, but the focus should do it. Nice. Okay, so now we get a rest stop. You get upgrade wound clear to ++ if we wanted to. Like I was saying before, we don't really want to. You know what? Actually, I'll send it. We got 2 free upgrades there actually, so we just got a free ++ on wound cleared. Okay, I guess this is the game saying you should. It's not going to benefit us too much, but it could help out a little bit with various things here and there. You know, your skill 3 is 3 coins. That's a little bit of bleed. I don't think you've got any actual bleed count infliction yet, just potency. That's kind of how the middle IDs are. Like, they've got a little bit of bleed on them, but not enough for me to ever say that they are bleed IDs beyond, well, the fact that they've got a little bit of bleed on them. They really don't work on a bleed team, I guess is what I'm saying. Dawn works relatively decent, especially because Wound Cleric exists. Means that if you have a bleed unit that just has a bunch of coins, they've got their own place. Merso's got 2 coins on all of his skills, though, so he definitely doesn't. I feel like I've definitely used Middle Dawn in, like, a fair bit of bleed teams in the past. Maybe not necessarily, like, recorded episodes, though, but I definitely used her a lot when I was grinding Mirror Dungeon 4. So I do know my bleed team intentionally was a little bit weird, especially, well, it was mainly weird because the fact that the bit I was going for was that the Poise team had all the Bloise people on it. So the actual bleed team just had the rest of bleed, which, all things considered, wasn't a lot, especially before the ring IDs. So I think I had mostly, I think I had mostly, if not completely, completed the Near Dungeon 4 grind by the time I got the middle IDs. It might have been a little bit after them, but either way, certainly something. You could try tanking one of these. 3 bleed count next turn. Bleed count does nothing against someone who just tanks. Sure, you do some clashing, you do some clashing. And then you guys do some attacking. Seems decent enough. People who are clashing are doing so with single coin attacks, so they're probably not too big for damage. And Merso's going to get a little bit of bleed going. Not enough to actually counterbalance the amount of bleed that's going to go away when the Golden Apple actually attacks, but... Oh, that's a 3-coiner. That's right. I keep on thinking he's all 2 coins, but no, his skill 3 is a 3-coiner, so it's slightly better than I gave it credit for. So no, he does actually. This thing actually is... It's going for single coin attack too, so yeah, bleed count would have been fine either way. And we also got Vengeance Mark on, so that's pretty cool. Let's do the Fierce Assault. Yeah, sure, send it. Why not? Live a little. We've got the Grinding the Molars for some more delectable bleed. Might matter. Merso is also going to get some bleed infliction thanks to Wound Clarid. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, on this team that's got like no bleed synergy. We have egos for bleed. Do we? I say that at first, but like there's so few bleed egos. And I don't think we drew anything. Like, cause we don't have Ebony Stem. Wingbeat is bleed, okay. That's cool. You can only defend though, so doesn't actually do anything for us. Yeah, I don't know if we have any actual bleed egos, yeah. Actually, wait, is Contempt all random bleed on it? Yeah, it is. Okay, that's what I thought for a second. Okay, that's our bleed ego. That sure is the best we've got for bleed, which is a very bad sign. That's for sure. Okay, try that. See how that goes. Fierce Assault just to do some damage. Why not? It's worthless to clash because it's an 8 rolling skill 1 without conditionals. Or it's a 6 rolling without conditionals, right? It's 8 rolling with conditionals, or no, was it? I don't know. So what is it? Is it a 2+1? That's the bit with it, I think. Oh, nice, died to bleed. Cool. Well, that's a victory. Simple enough. Oh, whoops. There we go, okay. We can grab White Gossipium. Let's just commit to it, right? It's not a very bleedy team whatsoever, but let's try our best. Faith and Erosion, we get Rusted Muzzle here. So our attacks just get some more bleed going. I'm pretty sure it isn't Muzzle plus bleed count as well. It's only 1 per skill, so it's not a lot, but it adds up in a team like this. Smoke and Wires, double bleed potency that only applies to Merso's skill 1 and skill 2, and Contempt Awe, I guess. Seems like exactly what we need. Rusting Cutting Knife, once again, only affects Merso. We can get Unit to skill 3, that's actually really big, I think. Blood Rain main, I'll take it. It's a fun eco gift. It's one of my favorites. I don't know why. It just has, I just like it. Sometimes that's all there is to it. And we'll grab Sticky Muck too. Alright, looks good. Yeah, like, we really get so little out of it here, but, like, it's hitting the 2 bleed IDs. Quote-unquote bleed IDs. You know, it's this is still on the screen. I didn't even realize. You know, it's an interesting bleed team when you're counting Molar Yisong as one of your 2 bleed IDs. But you know, part of the fun with randomizer, especially when you just take the randomizer and actually try focusing on the status effect it randomly selects for you, because often of the time you will have so little synergy for that status effect that it's not really worth going for. That's part of the fun. I really like EU gifts that allow you to get certain teams, certain status effects to work on teams without that status effect whatsoever. Stuff like Nebulizer or Wound Cleared, right? Where are you? There you are, okay. Don't think I've made a mistake since that first fight with Ishmael. I might be wrong, but I don't think so. Like I just bled to death trying to attack our, you know, our immobile bulwark of a tank of a behemoth, or what more words that mean like vaguely the same thing of Ishmael. Cool. And yeah, she's the slowest once again. She gets her like moment of fame every once in a while where she has a decent speed roll. Like genuinely, I don't know if we've got an ID with a 2 speed roll min since launch. I don't know. We probably have gotten at least one since then, but it really doesn't come to mind. 2 speed min is super rare. Usually it's 3 as a minimum, like these days. Like 3 to 7 is the average speed range for IDs nowadays, which is weird because, you know, it's just kind of a step up from what you'd expect. Does mean that stuff like bind can feel a lot more impactful because bind can make you, you know, be brought to like a basically unclashing speed range. I mean, bind has always been nice for that sort of thing, but it can matter a little more. Bind can be really useful in certain fights. Like, Distorted Kim, Bind can be super good, because he can get like 5 speed rolls, stuff like that sometimes, really mess you up if you get unlucky and he just doesn't want to clash. Especially since aggro actively works against you in situations like that, right? If you want to clash with a bunch of people against a higher speed enemy. Definitely one of those unfortunate circumstances of aggro is that it will work against you sometimes. Kind of the nature of tanks, though. It makes it feel really awkward when aggro is like almost exclusively an up-type 4 thing, though, because it does give them a slight like potential downgrade at up-type 4, depending on the situation you're in. It's very minor, but minor things can add up sometimes. Nice. Your announcer is always so funny. About that sharp blade as she watches someone like scream another person to death. Like, are we watching the same fight, Yuri? Maybe we need to bench the Yuri announcer. She needs to take a break. She's seen too much horrors. We sure did bring the Yuri announcer to the Golden Apple fight. That's a bit rude of me. I don't think I've changed these too much recently. Let's do that, maybe. Keep Angela on, or maybe we should do Ishmael. Let's do Ishmael, sure. Let's try that. Looks good. Samjo, Heathcliff, Nelly, Malkuth, and Ishmael. Kind of a random selection, but might as well. We're getting well purchased in like a week and a half, so we'll get new announcers then. If I'm lucky, I might pull Molar. And we don't know what the announcers are quite yet, but like it's fairly... I mean, it's basically been confirmed. I think the live stream, like the director basically confirmed it was HOD for the LobCorp one, which yeah, of course it would be. And we don't know what the Ruina one is, but it's probably going to be Philip. Which would be funny. Maybe like Salvador or something is a potential thing instead of Philip, but I think the Philip announcer is fairly likely to happen. Sounds enjoyable. I don't know if his voice actor has done anything in Limbus yet. It's possible it happened though, right? There's a lot of overlap with random stuff. Some of the voice actors aren't, but like a lot of these guys did voice people in the previous game, right? Stuff like how Otis was Bina, or stuff like how Sinclair was Boris. So who knows, Philip might have been brought back to do something random. I don't think so. I feel like I would have heard about that, but at the same time, don't really see voice actor stuff being brought up too frequently. Okay, cool. That's all of them taken care of. We get to move on to the... I didn't see what fight it was. One of the corroded Inquisitors, though. One of the three. Bleed Gamble? No hint of scriptures. Oh, cool. When in clash and inflicts bleed potency. So, Merso's skill 1 and skill 2. Because it doesn't include wound declared stuff. Okay, cool. This is Serpent Inquisitor. Slithering Inquisitor. That's fine. Very interesting how Middle Mercer has become a cornerstone of this entire team we're going for simply because we're going for something that, like, no one can do on this team. Part of the fun. We'll hit you with some bleedy things, though, for funsies. And then one-side you with some other things for funsies. Well, not actually a lot of things being one-sided, thinking about it. Compare, you know, the two, but that's fine. The Swash is going to be super overkill. The Swash and all the bleed on the same target. Super overkill. Maybe we should have split that between the arms a little bit better. Oh, no matter. Really should have just had the clashing going in different orders so that we didn't completely run out of bleed by the time Mersa went through. But you got the stagger there, so that's cool. Then they get unstaggered, and let's look at that bleed. 25 3 count. That's what we like to see. Attempt recording on the other part. Just throw some random stuff here, and that's probably going to be good enough. By next turn, oh no, you're going to make her slow. How scary. You're making the person who's got... I mean, she gets up to 7 speed there. Like, that's good for her standards. It's, like, fairly decent, that's for sure, but it still just really is not enough. Yeah, Slither Inquisitor arm goes down. So now it's just the other arm, which we should be taking down sooner or later. We can just kind of pile onto it entirely next turn, and that should be good enough. Recording for a little bit of bleed. Nice. You tank this, you get the 3 bind. What a pity. Vengeance Mark could be funny, I guess. I mean, only really if you had your skill 3, that's what makes it really funny, but that's okay. And then we just hit you a bunch here. See how that goes. And that, I mean, it's gonna go fairly well, right? Grinding the molars, you run out of bleed, but we get a little bit more on you in the process, so that's nice. Yeah, we get the stagger off there too. And then Merso breaks the arm. Cool. Now we just gotta kill top guy. Immediate grinding the molar, that's a nice start. And let's see if we can clash with you two at all. You can clash that one. Can you clash any of these? No. Can you clash any of these? Yes, you can. Okay, cool. That should work a little better then. Seems good. This guy should go down. Probably should have attacked the bottom guy with, you know, something else. Just so he actually broke his arm, because top guy's probably dead this turn. Takes enough damage, that's kind of just guaranteed to happen here. For the 5 fragile it has. We remember. Bonk, bonk. Cool. Yeah. Now just bottom guy left, and it's going to take at least 2 turns to take him down, because I wasn't, you know, focusing him nearly enough, yada yada. All that sort of stuff. But that's fine. We'll make up for it by just brutally killing him. No remorse. No remorse needed. Okay, yeah. And now we perform our miracles. And by that I mean we can get the bleed going theoretically here. Might just stagger him a little. Yeah, we're just gonna straight up stagger him. The bleed's gonna do nothing for us, but It's the thought that counts.
적이 치명적인 피해를 입었군요. 역시 유능한 자가 마이크를 잡으니 전투도 손쉽게 이루어지네요.
70 HP. Can Sinclair do enough? No, okay. Just kill this guy. He dies to bleed. Yeah, cool. Thank you, Nelly. Alright, what do we get here? Rusted muzzle, that's right. I remember now. Good for us. Gamble? Aw. And that wasn't in like a sad aw, that was an aw as in that's the name that you gift we just got, in case it wasn't obvious. 2B peers, we can get Grime and Steak, keep on piling on the very usable Bleed Ego gifts. Technically the nail and the muzzle are usable. But it kind of feels weird to say that. Gossipium++, that's good stuff. No. We can get Carmilla++, that's swell. Okay, I guess we'll upgrade Aw. Alright, we'll upgrade Aw to ++. Might as well, right? Like, does it do anything for us in the slightest? No. Is it thematically fitting? Yes. What's even the floor look like? I didn't look yet. Okay. Simple enough. Don't really know what I was expecting to see. I just kind of autopiloted. Oh, it's Nico. It's not sloth floor, so it's not like the Nico only floor, but probably gonna be a fair bit of this guy. Bleed. Let's go. He did bleed. He bled like enough that he kind of just exploded entirely. Don't know if it still counts as bleed if you explode entirely. I'll have to check, you know, the bleeding handbook. I can't check the bleeding handbook. It's covered in blood. Can't read any of the words. That's unfortunate. Someone really should have thought that through. Well, probably, I think jury's still out on that one, I guess. That's alright. Jury will be back one day, maybe. Wouldn't count on it. Don't even know if there is a jury. I think I'd be able to tell if I could read this book, but it's covered in blood. Okay, cool. And we get more. This is the exact same fight. It might just be Nico again. Decent chance it's just Nico again. It's not the sloth floor, so it's still the Nico floor. Sloth floor, Pierce Weak floor, it's just Nico. It's like comical. Speaking of comical, Ishmael only has Sandy because I accidentally let her clash in the very first fight of the run. I should have just reset that fight. Should have just reset the entire run, honestly. After a mistake so egregious. The Index will never forgive me for that one. They're probably actively coming, like, after me. They're planning on hunting me down, killing me for sport. I mean, not for sport, for the sake of their beliefs. Kind of different from sport. Just a little bit. Where are you? Cool. Oh, that's fine. You can keep on defending against Mr. Nico. Mr. Nico, man. Okay. And Nico is dead. Crab Rave music. This guy dies. Did Yisung just not use a skill 3 yet? I'm gonna assume that's the case. No, he lost the clash for this skill 3, huh? Or did anyone die to bleed? Something like that, I don't know. I wasn't really paying attention. Like I was saying earlier, I'm in a very absent-minded mood tonight. No particular reason why. It just happens sometimes. Sometimes I'm feeling whimsical. Speaking of whimsical things, I think I kind of forgot about this, but I'm pretty sure I've only got like 20 paid lunacy yet left, so we're gonna be able to do a single daily pull today, and that's it. That'll be pretty funny. Can you tank one of these? What are you feeling? Tank one of those, maybe? That'll work. Try that. Cool. Actually, I should have clashed so we get the nails infliction from Mercer, since his skill 1 and skill 2 inflicts 1 to 2 nails on clash win. Thanks to the Uncorp scriptures. Very useful ego gift. Okay, onslaught command. Damage up to an ally with the lowest speed. For once, it isn't Ishmael, so actually means that Mercer is getting a damage up. Almost staggered that guy there. That's fine. In time. These guys just kind of aren't a big threat in general, so eh. Whatever works. You wanna take the Gua? You a big Gua fan? You enjoy Gua? It's a yes or no question. It should be a fairly simple answer. You Nice. This should also be an explosion. Nice. They should mostly all explode here. Bottom left are swashing, right? So bottom left should take some pretty high damage from that. Yeah. I don't think bottom right quite dies here. Because bottom right has like 150 HP or something high. Yeah, Fierce Assault does decently though. Almost killed actually. Maybe if Ishmael knew how to attack, it would have been dead there. Unfortunately, Ishmael has not been trained how to use that little pistol for his... Except for that one time where she was at the start of the run. Otherwise, she's just here to stand around and hold that shield up. She's like, still... Base Ishmael and LCCB Ishmael are still the only IDs in the game to actually use shields. Now that'll change soon because we'll get Zvi West in like a month, but... Still a month away. Poise ego gift. Don't mind if I do. Targets people with a gloom. That means it's going to hit Ishmael. Excellent. We can make it so that Ishmael's going to have so much poise. Because it should just be Ishmael and Sinclair? Right? Oh, and Otis. Okay. So it's random which of those three it hits each time, so... Could go each way. I kind of forgot G-Corp Otis was on the team for a minute there. I was like, who's the other ID on this team? And it just was not clicking. Well, we've got a Sun Shower here. These guys are very weak to Sun Shower, so... Sounds enjoyable. So on and so forth. You get the gist, I'm sure. Should be an easy enough gist to get. I'd hope. Yeah, we'll be doing a lot here. Swash, some nice slash for agility next turn. Get a little bit of defense level down stacking too, thanks to the sticky muck. Sunshine is going to be even more defense level down stacking. No tails, or no heads is fine. We don't get the SP heal for Yisang, but we'll still do a lot of damage here. We'd probably stagger the mini crabs just without needing the heads. Yeah, looks like it. Cool. So only that was them being staggered. Looks like it, yeah. 23 HP on all of them. Well, we get that delectable Fierce Assault going on, my favorite. Damage up to out of the lowest speed, which is Merceau. He's gonna win the clash, he's gonna inflict the nails, he's gonna inflict like 2 bleed count as well. I didn't see how much nails he inflicted, but the enemy has like, yeah, look at that, 3 bleed count on the King Trash Crab. Isn't that invigorating? Isn't that riveting stuff? Oh yeah, and look at that. We've got a way to heal your SP up. Potentially one of the most scuffed ways of, you know, scuffed ways to rely on healing an ally, but it works, does it not? Keep on bleeding the head. Yeah, you two go for that since you're our bleed people. Still not fully sure why I'm leaning so heavily into the bleed people thing, but it's been working out fine so far. That's a neutral. You should probably do Bathos Mathos that, just for safety. Oh, that makes this a neutral, though, because we don't have the Sloth res. Oh. Well, I think I got a gamble. Don't know if I have a choice. I must gamble. Such is my purpose. Should have had you clash, yeah. Oops. Yeah, that's fine. We're chilling. That crab's dead. You might be crab raving now, yeah. Well, that's fine, that's to be expected. We can pull out another sun shower now. And we should be doing pretty well with this. Yeah? And the chance of you getting heads is decent. It's not great though, you know. 40% heads chance, so maybe I shouldn't have gambled on it so hard. It's not like we're losing out on that much by having him being low sanity. He kills the mini guys, just does a bunch of damage to all the crabs here. It's good stuff. And also, you know, the sloth power was nice. We've got a fairly sloth-centric team, interestingly enough. Definitely a little random, but it's been working out pretty well so far, so. And Sinclair gets the kill. Actually, the bleed gets the kill, because he tied that. Well, still Sinclair's kill, as far as I'm concerned. We can grab Crime Iron Steak. I also just realized that we might, depending on, we're getting leftmost floor here, we might get cassettied on a bleed run. We did not. Okay, time killing time. Don't know if I've done time killing time in, like, forever. I kind of slightly ignore it, because I don't like the boss, you know, limiting the amount of damage you can do before the phase shift thing happens, because it kind of makes it less fun to be trying to set up funny stuff. Definitely a very big, very much a non-issue, but it just kind of bothers me slightly, so... Did I not get the wayward passenger earlier? What happened there? Huh? What happened to the wayward passenger event? Did I not get the Zibbo lighter? I'm so out of it tonight. I don't know. We can get the Euro Divier item. Cool. Who will deliver it? You can be honorary Euro Divier. You're like workshop-y, so it works out. The Chalice of Trickle Down. Further proof that Ronald Reagan exists in the Project Moon universe. Ooh. The music does go hard for this, though. That is an undeniable fact. These guys just aren't too bad in general. I'm pretty good, you know. Is a funny name for a skill, though. Oh, nice. Stagger plus that guy. That fraud. That frog. Good, you've got so many skill trees. You've been giving him so many skill trees to really lean into the bleed stuff. We're just that desperate for any sort of way to inflict bleed that, like, seeing the fact that he can inflict 3 bleed count with a skill means we gotta, like, lean all into it, right? Like, that's huge for a run like this. Gamble. Nice gamble. And just you left. Cool. We don't need to have Ishmael use the defensive skill, like, in this situation, because obviously she's not getting a chance to attack. But I don't trust this game enough to just assume that it's going to go in the turn order you'd expect it to go in. You can never trust the game that much. Always got to be vigilant about that sort of thing. Because the game will lie to you, it will betray you in turn order shenanigans. Yeah. Sure, send it. Nice. If we can get Yisang Sandy up a little bit, that could be nice too. Because, like, not saying I'm gonna spam Sun Shower against Time Ripper, but, like, if I don't have a skill 3 on Yisong, he can't inflict any bleeds, so, like, what else is he to do? Right? It's a fairly simple conundrum, and a very simple answer, Sun Shower. Really, the moral story of Limbus is, like, the solution to most problems is just to pull out an ego. In fact, it even, like, applies in real life, too. Like, someone bothering you, just manifest ego, just take them down. Make them rue the day they bothered you. Rue the day they accidentally, like, spilled, like, a thing of yogurt onto your shirt, and, like, just kind of were like, oh, you shouldn't... And then they blamed it on you, right? Like, that's unbelievable. Like, they're the one carrying yogurt around the office, being all willy-nilly, not really paying any attention to the area around them. And how were you were just walking past and they just bumped into you, spilled yogurt on you. And you were just supposed to, what, walk it off? Like, unbelievable. Just manifest ego, take that guy down. He deserves it after that. Right? I'm sure we can all relate. Who can't? I like how we got every single event except for the 2 for the fusion gift. Not that we could use the fusion gift, since, you know, it kind of requires Tremor. We do have 2 Tremor IDs. Or we've actually got 3 Tremor IDs on this team, that's right. We actually do a fair bit of Tremor stuff, huh? Genuinely didn't even notice. Well, I mean, you aren't Tremor, technically, since you are only using your defensive skill, which isn't Tremor at all. But you'd count as Tremor for the sake of the fusion gift. There was one random run I did where I was able to get a fusion gift. I forget what it was for again, exactly which one it was, but it was funny. No, you gotta do that. It's funny how you can still pinpoint where every single point of sanity from Ishmael came from. 10 from the 1 clash to the start of the run, and then 3 times 2 for, you know, the 2 turns of the Sun Shower passive from the crab fight. These guys are all borrowing up their time. No shocker there. You need to neutral this because you'd like to get some sanity still. So it's worth the gamble. The gamba. Okay, nice. That guy's dead. Excellent. Love murdering employees in the streets. Oh, this guy... Oh no, we still got the sanity. Okay, cool. I was gonna say, do we not get the sanity because they bled to death? But no, we still won the clash, so we still got the sanity there. That's good to see. God, so much defense level down being stacked thanks to the combination of Gossipium++ and Sticky Muck. It's quite the thing to see. Okay. Well, we should win these, putting Yisong at max sanity. Excellent. So he's ready to spam Sun Shower. And by that, I mean not spam Sun Shower, and instead think through his actions like a reasonable human being. Or so you'd think. But Yisong is just going to be walking across the clock tower. Time Ripper bumps into him. Thing of yogurt, spills it on Yisong's shirt. And Yisong's going to, like, unleash his inner fox. Right? I've seen it so many times in the past already. It's one of those things that just is constant no matter what. What do I want here? Nothing. Get a Merso skill change. Don't really want a Merso skill change. I mean, a skill 3 change would be nice, honestly, but we'll be fine. Well, time over time, banger song. That's cool. And would you look at that? No skill 3s. I think I know what happened here. Poor Yisong. Poor Yisong. He just really wanted to just walk on by scot-free, but this Time Ripper guy and his yogurt, it's a real problem. And Yisong's not going to stand around for it. That's for sure. How could he? Yeah, you take down one of these. Cool. Alright, yeah, we'll just do that. Sunshower doesn't like actively kill the little guys, I don't think, but it does a lot of damage. These guys are all weak to Sloth, so I mean, Sunshower does a lot here. They're weak to Sloth and Pierce, right? So like, Sunshower just does so much here. Yeah, I don't think it kills the little guys. It does so much damage though. The crit especially helps out. Just the random 20% crit we just got there. Pretty nice to see. And we take down the evade. That's lovely. Getting some bleed stacking already on you. That's nice. Oh no, he started time. He started his time killing time. Egads. Okay, well we do have a skill through here, but we're gonna save that, right? Like, no need to pull it out here. We'll do that instead this turn. Favored is a little bit risky. That's why I'm going for it. We don't even need to attack those two. Yeah, no. This one is the attack weight one. Okay. We'll just like first with flames it then instead. Oh, we can't. Right. Speed. That's right. Okay. That's fine. We can pull out the Pathos Mathos instead. That'll work. Looks good. Start off with a little bit of gambling. Always the best way to start your day. We should be able to get him to the HP threshold. Sunshower honestly might do it on its own. Oh, the bleed did it? He had like, what, 6 bleed? No bleed count? Okay. Well, that's fine. Do we still use Sunshower if we clash with it? I assume so, right? Yeah, we do. Okay. That's fine. We can start bleeding this guy out. Okay, try that. A little bit of thatting. A little bit of defense skilling for you. Might need a little bit of egoing. Not really for you, though. You can't really ego much. But we can pull out the Force for the Flames for you. That'll work. I think this looks decent. Stack some bleed on this one specific head. It's the one going for the funny attack, so meant we can do it without needing to clash against it. Which is good, because we couldn't realistically clash against any part of this guy, I don't think. Bleed isn't really the best for us here, of course, because, well, he's got 5 different parts, and they each only go for 1 attack a turn. Well, not exactly great. But that's fine. Here's Assault. Does this kill this guy? Nope. Cool. I think it's resisted. That's fine. This guy is trying to be the time killing, time killer, time killing, killing time, time killing, killing time. 2 damage. Cool. Good damage, good damage. Okay, time to be saved. Sure is. Sure thing, Grandpa. Let's see, which part is it? It's this one. The bottom right brain, which is... This one, was it? Yeah, okay. Excellent. Struggling. Ooh, perfect, perfect. No, we can't, okay. I'm going for, like, the all-time classic strategy. Get some bleed infliction going here. We're gonna clash with Fierce Assault, because it's gonna get so much bleed procs, and it's gonna be really funny. I think that's an awesome play. You can just do that, sure. You're just defending here, yeah. Defend against, like, one of those kind of randomishly. Which one was that? That one? Cool. Does this win this? Sure. Oh, looks good. We'll get some good bleed stuff going here. The actual decent Molar Sinclair synergy is it stacking a bunch of bleed on an enemy, then having him clash with his skill 1. Because his skill 1's so awful for clashing, but it's got so many coins. It's so good for just proccing bleed a bunch of times. And then we're binding just to hopefully kill the little guys. Because they've really lived for far too long. It's because we haven't been, you know, sun showering too much. We've been, you know, too focused on, like, the bleedy type stuff. Okay, that killed one of them at least. That's decent. Yeah, look at all this bleed damage. That part just got broken from that alone. Singular gets slacked a little bit, but really, he didn't even get staggered. Yeah, he's fine. Oh, nice tails on that. That's a very unfortunate tails. Okay, that's fine. We won the clash with the recording, so that's nice. Some bleed on that part. Not a lot. Can't say the clash loss was intentional for that one, but... thought was there. Oh, we can't let Ishmael die, that's right. That's kind of the crucial part of this entire run. If Ishmael dies, we lose. Okay, those things exploded though, so that's nice. Hitting Ishmael a little bit. Okay, you're running low-ish on your shared time, but not really that low. Where's got the most bleed? This one, bottom left. Okay. Which is the one going for the time to be saved. Alright. Good to know. Good to know. Well, we need to make sure we clash these two, and we're gonna need to not be too stupid here. Because, like, luckily, it doesn't matter how much bleed Ishmael has, because she's only defensive skilling, and, you know, doesn't really make a difference if you're bleeding if you're not attacking, right? And Yisung should be fine. We can just have him spam Sun Shower if need be. I don't think we're actually, like, gonna lose this fight or anything. It's not a very good team for this fight, that's for sure. Especially when we're trying to go for bleed instead of, like, playing this fight smart. So that's part of the fun. God. Pure Assault does get through your own self-bleed a fair bit quickly. Oh yeah, I didn't even notice he was the one being hit by the unclashable. Oh, that's fine. You're low now, though. Yeah, cool. Which part has the bleed? Bottom left, that's right. Immediately forgot. Cool. Good job, me. Oh, the left, are you afraid? Alright. Works for me. And we'll need to clash the rest of these. Defensive skill. Do we really want you to defensive skill one of these? You can defensive skill the Are You Afraid pretty safely, I want to say. Get some more bleed. Not really an issue. And then we'll... I don't really want any of these going one-sidedly, though. Yeah. Might just need to do some E-going. 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 E... Gone. Yeah, a little bit of ego this turn. That's fine. It happens. It happens. We're being safe. This guy's, like, basically out of shared time now, so he's super weakened. Cool boss design-wise in its second phase thing. I just really wish he started in the second phase. But I know why. He's the way he's like how he is. Okay, words. You know what I mean, though. Okay, nice. Stacking the bleed up. Cool stuff. As we like to do on a team like this. And we just get one more ego going. Because why not? Cool. 700 HP left, yeah. Pretty low, we fully block this. Cool. And now it should be fairly easy to finish you off, I think. Yeah, this brain is the one that's got all the bleed. Cool. Clash that with you then. Sure. Sure. We try if you do that instead, actually, yeah. You're already Chains of Othered, so might as well pop another one. Not really like it can get worse or anything. Looks good. This guy is pretty much good as done. Don't know if we kill him this turn exactly. Don't really have a lot of super big damage feelers. I'm hoping the bleed does decently for us here, but kind of a hope is all that it is, right? Yeah, the bleed is doing pretty nicely though. And this part is broken, so still 5 protection though, so I guess it's not doing that much for us. It's fine. Parts been broken off. This pace will break every single one of its parts. Yeah. Don't think I will. You know, he's kind of got 5 parts, and there's not really that big of a benefit to breaking all of them. When I could just Unga Bunga 1. You know how much I love good Unga Bunga. More bleed on Ishmael. That's fine. As long as we don't miss input somewhere and die horribly, we're fine. You just need to die. Yeah, that one's not even doing anything. That's unfortunate. It's kind of rude. Can't really get the bleed benefits if you do that. We can actually clash that with the... Okay. I mean, if you're telling me I can, like, of course I'm going to. Sure, roll with that. Grind some molars, keep on hitting this guy down. He's got like 5 shared time. He's got like, what, like 15 shared time split between a couple of the parts. Like, it's so little. Just kind of being mean at this point. Yeah, look at this Fierce Assault suite. Look at that. Best skill in the game. Who needs decent rolls when you have 4 coins? There's decent rolls right now, thanks to, you know, partial conditional stuff, right? Okay, are you mad yet? Okay, there is infighting, at least, so that's something. Yeah, this fight's been like 10 minutes. Yeah, it happens. It happens fairly frequently. We need more time, I'm sure you do. We're staggering some of these parts, though, you know, that's decent. Okay. Kinda rude. Well, that's fine. Do what you want, you won't have much time. You don't have much time left for you, eh? Eh? And, you know, Fierce Assault actually does decent damage. I feel like my standards for decent damage are rapidly decreasing the more I use Molar Boatworks Sinclair. You know what I mean, though. Time to be saved. You're actually doing this? Okay. I don't care. Simple as that. We are just killing you, and there's nothing you can do about that. This fight has gone on for far too long. This ragtag team. You know, the bleed synergy, believe it or not, wasn't very good. You know, only having 2 people capable of inflicting bleed and one of them relying entirely on his skill 3 and the other one having, like, no bleed. You know? All things considered, not bad. Ishmael took a whole total of 291 damage. Truly was the VIP. In a kind of a backwards sense, doing the least damage, but you know, we were protecting her. She was protecting us, really. Yeah, the whole VIP theming for the Prescript doesn't really make sense. When they're drawing so much aggro. And they're tanking for us, but you know, it's a thought that counts. I forgot to claim these. Okay, fair enough. By that I mean not fair enough. I don't know why I keep on doing that. At least I keep on, you know, remembering sooner or later. But yeah, how am I looking on paid loot? See, I think I've only got 1 daily pull left. Yeah, okay. I'll restock something. We'll do it on the funny banner, though. The Wild Hunt banner. Let's see if I get lucky today. Only 1 pull. 3 shard kind of day it is. 3 Otis shards. I feel like it's been a while since the last 3 shard kind of day. Yeah, grinding the molars is bleed wound declared gaming, I guess. Genuinely was that like a 15-minute fight? I don't know how long that fight was. It was far too long, though. But anyways, that'll be all for this time. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye!